Hi everybody, and welcome back to part 25 of Persona 4 Golden. In the last part it was a lot of, social link stuff, and it was also a lot of stuff relating to trying to find out what was going on with, you're waiting to find out what was going on with the investigation and this so-called suspect. So, this time, we're starting off with another social link. Yay. There's a lot of these. And we're going to continue the Marie social link.
Hey.
So yeah, we are taking Marie to Jeunesse because she wanted to come to Jeunesse. And this is the first time that Marie-chan meets... I'm getting used to saying that. Marie meets Teddy for the first time. And she's quite... I do love her interactions with everybody because she's quite straightforward and kind of just says what's on her mind without really having any kind of filter, which I kind of like. It's kind of an interesting way to do it. Teddy fur. So Teddy's made out of kindness and fur, apparently. Well, we don't know what the fuck he's made out of, so it could be Teddy fur and kindness. So yeah, we've got Yosuke trying to be yeah, Yosuke got denied. So Yosuke's trying to be getting on the action again. And here's Kanji meeting Marie for the first time, and I love her meeting with I love her first meeting with Kanji. She just calls him an old timer, and I guess he does look a lot older than he should do.
Oh.
Then the first time Marie meets Rise. And, oh god, Rise's reaction is fucking brilliant. Gets all up in a grill. Oh, we're just friends, you know. That's about right. Did I say that's about right? Yeah, I did. That's about right. Sorry. That's not so different.
Gee.
Yeah, so typical typical writing, I guess. Typical girls meeting for the first time writing. That she's kind of jealous and a bit... Jealous, is that the right word? Yeah, I guess she is jealous of Marie and kind of wary about what Marie is doing with our character. And here's where Marie is kind of So here's where it's in this part where she gets asked a load of questions. Like people keep these guys keep talk. These guys keep bombarding her with questions, and she feels kind of overwhelmed, I guess, and kind of uncomfortable because she doesn't know any of the answers to the questions that she's asked. Sub-bottle. Yeah, I do love this, and they do take the piss out of Kanji about this for quite a long time. I just love the interactions in this game. They're just really funny. The unsubtle sub-bottle. Yukiko made it funny. Sorry. And even Marie's laughing at Kanji being a moron. So yeah, it was played up more in the anime, I remember, because I've watched the Golden anime, which is pretty good. It's like they're pretty much like 20-minute episodes, and they're 12 minutes. 12. There's only 13 episodes, so it's not that long. But yeah, we got Marie up to rank number 5, which is good. I'm getting there, so we're halfway through.
I see.
But yeah, with
Um,
what am I talking about? I don't know. In the anime, you know, the golden anime, they played it up a lot more. How she was kind of in pain and kind of, I guess, embarrassed about the fact that she didn't know anything about herself and couldn't answer any of the questions that the guys kind of put to her in this particular section.
well, see ya.
So yeah, I haven't watched the original anime because there's an anime released in 2012, I think. No, it was even earlier than that. Bloody hell! I think it was like when it first released, so it would have been 2008, 2009. And I never got the chance to. I've never got the opportunity to watch it because it's fucking expensive on eBay, on Amazon, man. So I might get it at some point just to have, because I enjoyed the story so much. You know, I'd want the full anime. I'd like to watch it, but can't afford it at the moment. Fuck. Anyway, we've got test results and the little the conversation we were having with Yukiko there was just about how she's kind of what's happening with the investigation and all that kind of stuff. You know, she's interested in what's going on with the investigation, and what's, you know, happening with the supposed culprit and whether he's been captured or not. So it's it's kind of interesting. I do like, and of course we got the highest test score. We got the highest test score because we're awesome.
Hey, why don't we go somewhere during summer vacation? My motorcycle's back in the shop.
Oh yeah, and this is another setup. So
Motorcycles? Lucky you.
Your scooter's fixed?
so the first time when we got our scooters, we obviously went to
Did something happen with Yosuke and Hanako?
God, what was it? Went to Akina City, sorry. And while we were in Akina City, we had like little
Yosuke's at your
competition,
Hanako-san?
you know, getting phone numbers and all that kind of shit. And it was kind of like a just a fun little bit of character building, I guess. This one is another thing because summer vacation is coming up very soon, so therefore we made a decision where the whole gang's going to go out to the beach. Yeah, go to the local beach to go for a day out on our scooters.
Because it's just a written test, right?
So the girls are going to get their licenses,
Man, we're too young.
and we're going to,
Oh, sorry,
and it's
Kanji,
another
but
kind
my
of
birthday was last month, so I'm
character
16 now.
building kind of
Hey, that's
section
cheating.
of the game, which are always enjoyable to.
Sitting behind
I always
Senpai
enjoyed
sounds
going
good
through. They were
too.
pretty.
I wanna squeeze
fun.
in close.
Oh, Risa, you are
Yeah,
very
let me
risque.
remind you that it's against the law to have two people
I love that, how Yosuke's like, well, they don't let people do it. Even though it was his plan all along to initially to try and get
Supposed to be for work, but there's
a girl on the
scooter
back of his
again.
motorcycle. So
He got it as a gift at the office,
yeah,
just
a
sitting
little bit
around.
jealous
I bet
there,
I
I
would
think.
if I asked. I'd have to call my manager though.
Yeah, that comes into play with Rise. That thing that she'll have to talk to her manager, and she's not happy about doing that. That comes into play in her social link. So
Then
yeah,
I
that'd be
might
pretty.
in luck.
That was
One of
actually a
our
pretty
brothers loves
interesting
motorcycles. Maybe he has a scooter I can
story
borrow.
point. I really like Rise's kind of social link as well. It's a pretty interesting one.
Hold up. What about Teddy?
So yeah, everybody's gonna get a license, but Kanji can't because he's too young.
That's stretching it a little.
I don't know why. It's
It's
kind of weird. I wonder if that was intentional. To kind of have Kanji be like the youngest, even though he looks the fucking oldest, because he's like, you know, the tallest, and he has that, you know, he has tattoos on. Sorry. And Yukiko's laughing at the thought of Teddy on
I'm gonna get my
rollerblades.
license. The beach, huh? I've gone before. before for pinup shoots, but it's been a while since I went.
So yeah, it's all decided. We're going to go to the beach for summer vacation. Yay!
Does this mean
And
I'll get to see
Yosuke is
Rosette
like,
herself in a swimsuit with my own two
he's getting all misty-eyed again. Stop it.
Can you maybe
Stop it,
not
you
talk
dirty
about her
boy.
Like she's not here?
Good point, Chie. Good point.
Hey, who are you looking forward to seeing in a swimsuit, senpai?
Kind of putting me on the spot here. What did I say? I can't even remember. I think. Did I say? Yeah, you of course.
Don't worry, I'll make sure to bring along my best.
Oh, she's
swimsuit.
blushing. How nice. Usually I go with the joke answer,
Anyway, looks
which
like
is
we're settled going to the beach. You call Chie. You actually
I'm
get
looking
your
forward to
license
seeing
soon.
Kanji
Then you can
in
ride
a
motorcycles with us.
in his bathing suit.
Well,
But
then,
yeah,
let's
this
do
I don't think this happens for a while.
Yeah. Huh? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it happens for quite a while. It's probably a few episodes. Yeah, it's at least 4 or 5 episodes before that happens, I think. Oh, that was a bad cut. Anyway. Sorry. So, yeah, we're going to be... Yeah, I hate it when it does that sometimes. So, we're going to continue the Yukiko social link now. And we're going to be going to the shrine, the Tatsuhime Shrine. Yes, he comes to the shrine every so often because it's nice and quiet. That's kind of weird. Gotta just say, Yukiko is kind of weird, love. No, and this is here, and this is the point where she's kind of like having second thoughts about about her decision making, whether she's she's kind of having second thoughts on whether she's making the right decision to leave forever. So it's kind of an interesting idea. Oh god, we've been caught up in another awkward situation. Damn it. She thinks we're together. Damn it. It's fine. Yeah. I'm not saying much. So yeah, so they're trying to teach. So yeah, basically here she's trying to learn how to cook. Still learning how to cook, and basically it's about everybody that is trying to help her out at the inn. They're trying to help her, and yeah, she wants to do the best for the people she cares about. And now she's up to rank number 7. We're up to rank 7 now with Yukiko. She can endure a mortal blow in battle. That's very, very useful. It means if you are going to take a hit which will end up killing you, she will get in the way, and there's a chance that she will get in the way and take the hit for you. Because obviously if you die in battle, then it's game over. So it's kind of annoying. Oh yeah, if you do well in tests as well, you go to, you speak to Dojima and you speak to Nanako, and they will give you different things. Like Dojima will give you money. I think it's 30,000 yen per when you do well in the test, and Yukiko gives Nanako. God fucking damn it! Nanako gives you like this an item which you can put. They're basically little items that you can wear during battle, and they give you stat buffs. So it's kind of useful. They're not. I've never used them, if I'm honest. I always stick with the same ones normally. I usually give myself the SP boost just because I like the special attacks. I like that. And I usually give like the other characters that like I give Rise, not Rise. I give Yukiko like fire boost to boost her fire attacks, and Chie the same with Chie with ice, and the same with Yosuke with wind. And here's quite a nice little story, a little character moment, where she kind of realizes that her dad still misses her mom, and she realized that he's lonely too, and it's not just her, which is a really, really nice little character moment, that she kind of realizes that that the reason why her dad doesn't have photos all around the place is because that, you know, he doesn't want to be reminded of that absolutely horrible time in his life, and it's not because he's forgotten about her mom. It's just that it's a horrible memory that he doesn't want to go back to, and that he's just as lonely as she is, which it's a cool little moment, and maybe not realistic for a 7-8-year-old to be able to identify with that, I guess, but it gives a shit. It's a really nice character moment that I really like. So yeah, it's raining, and when it rains, we normally get the Midnight Channel, and it's going to be raining all night, so it's safe to assume that the Midnight Channel is going to come into play fairly soon. Sorry, stop talking about your swimsuits, Kashiwagi. It's creepy. Stop it. Stop it. So the closing ceremony has ended, and that means we're now into the holidays, and we're taking the long ride with the scooter. This is the last one, I think, the last long ride, and basically showing off what once you've been on a long ride, you unlock a new area. You unlock the beach area, which I can't remember the name of. What's the name of the beach? You're able to make the beach. Your courage has increased. Shichiri Beach. And here you can fish, so you can get more. You can either fish in Samigawa River, or you can fish here. You get different fish here, obviously, if you fish here. You can look out over the sea. If you look out over to the sea, you will get different. Your personas will learn different moves. Like one of your personas will learn a new move. And if you go out to swim, then you improve your courage. So yeah, it's useful for boosting up, especially if you need to boost up your courage a bit. But I think it's not really an issue. It's not really an issue with courage, because I think if you've at this point you should have near enough maxed out your courage just by taking the trips on the scooter. Anyway, we're out watching the Midnight Channel, and holy shit, it's a boy. Hi. You look weird. So yes, this is the culprit. This is the alleged murderer, the suspect. He's ran into the TV and now said, "Try and catch me." It's pretty incriminating to say, "Try and catch me," I think. And one of the interesting things about him is that he is actually seen in really early on in the game, if you pay attention. You'll remember that there was a guy who spoke to Yukiko right in like I think it was like the first part actually. Maybe it won't. Fuck, that's a long time ago. But basically, he comes up to Yukiko and basically says he wants to go somewhere with her, quote unquote, and he basically is quite creepy about it, calling it Yuki and all that kind of stuff. It's the same guy, so we haven't seen this guy since part 1, which is kind of it's kind of interesting. And now Teddy's rank has gone up to rank number 3. So yeah, we haven't seen it since the first part, and now he's back in it. See? Foreshadowing. It's awesome. Try and catch me. That means... Yes, Yosuke, you're a bit slow. Yes, he is the murderer. So this is the suspect. The guy who the police think is the murderer. So, we're meeting up with the guys tomorrow. Sorry. Sorry, Chio, that's because he was, talking to me.
Yeah, we gotta get to the bottom of this. Well, we better get some rest. Good night.
Yes, that would be a good idea. So, we decided to go to bed early, and we now know that the murderer, or the potential murderer, the guy who's the suspect, prime suspect, is now in the TV world. So now we've got to meet up and we've got to discuss our course of action. What do we do?
Okay, Rise and Teddy are checking out the other side, so we'll go ahead and start the meeting.
So yeah, Rise
What
and
happened
Teddy are
last night?
checking out the other
You guys all
side.
saw it, right?
Yeah. Shit he said made my blood boil. That mumbling of his and those
So
fish-like
yeah,
eyes
he
pissed me
said
off
some
even
shit.
more. Who the hell is he?
Fish-like eyes, yeah. He does have fish-like eyes. I think he's the
I was
killer.
thinking the same thing.
Dun dun dun.
You too, Yosuke-kun? It's just a hunch, but it makes sense.
Sorry. I can't get
Told
rid of
the
this
suspect
fucking
is a high
cough.
schooler. The police are after him for the murder of King Moron.
So yeah, this is the
Saw it on TV last night.
kid who is the
At a time
suspect
like this,
of the murder, who they suspect of the murder of King Moron, and is also suspected of being the murderer of the the other victims.
all right. Let's say there's this high school student. We'll call him Shin.
We'll call him
Random
Shin.
reason,
What a
goes
name!
by,
Why did you come up with
Shin is
fucking
able to enter
Shin?
the other world.
That sounds kind of
Then
dumb.
Shin, again for some random reason, starts throwing people into that world intending
So
to
yeah,
kill them.
discussions,
The
discussions,
police can't prove the
discussions.
other world exists, so it's the perfect crime. He can't possibly be caught.
So
Now,
yeah, I mean it
imagine
pretty
you're
much is the
Shin,
perfect crime
but
because
after a while, people stop dying when you throw them in the TV. You don't know why.
the reason why it's perfect crime is
You wanna
because
kill
of
King
the
Moron.
fact that you throw him into the
He's out.
TV world and there
So you
seems
have
to be
do it
no
personally.
like signs of
Now the
foul
police
play,
are on you.
apart from the fact
As
that
a
they're
result,
hanging from the
you,
top of a
Shin is a wanted
uh,
criminal. And there's
like
no
a
place for him
TV
to go.
antenna on top of a roof.
So
But there's
You're saying
no
he went into the other
outward signs
world to
of
dodge
them
the cops?
being stabbed, punched,
Oh, so
shot,
that's why he
whatever.
said, "Catch me if you can."
And of course, there's no
Wow,
fingerprints on
senpai.
them. So it's like pretty much the perfect way to
Jeez, you can piss me off
kill someone.
sometimes.
they don't. There's no
We still
way
don't
of
know why he targeted
proving
people who were
that
shown
they
on TV.
did it, basically.
But
Which
if
is
he had a
yeah,
personal grudge against
pretty
Mr. Muraoka,
perfect.
that explains
But of
why
course, it does bring up
strong enough motive,
something
even
rather,
for safety,
which is going to be
unenforceable
brought up, I
TV method
think,
and try to kill
later
Mr.
on,
Muraoka his
which
own.
is that
If you think about it that way, it sort of
Mr.
makes sense why
Muraoka
Mr. Muraoka died
is,
without appearing on TV.
they do find a cause of death.
But I wonder what that boy's
So
going
that is
to do
a
now that he's in there.
bit of an issue.
Teddy on this side, there's no way for him
So
to
it's a
get
bit of a
out.
problem for that, I guess. But
You
whatever.
don't think he's gonna get desperate and end it all? He did look depressed.
No, he wouldn't
It's
kill
the end of
himself.
the
Why would he
world.
do that?
No, I don't think that's it. The killer
I
has
just
to
think that
kill
was
the
his
people
normal
who
face.
threw
Yeah,
him into
I
the TV
don't
back
think.
to decide.
I don't think he was particularly
I can
depressed.
see
I just
some
think he
people
has
in
the face of a. He has a
Rise
face
is
like a slapped
celebrity.
ass.
There's no way the killer wouldn't know she's still alive. So that means he knows there's a way out of the TV world. As for the rest, we'll just have to ask him. face
Yeah,
to
so he
face.
knows. Yeah, so the fact. Yeah, that is a good point actually. The fact that all these people survived, he knows pretty much that there is a way out.
Not
So
good. There's
it would
not
make
enough
sense for him to go
information
into the
to
TV
on.
world knowing that there's a
At
chance
least
of
we're positive
being
that
able to find a
someone's
way
in
out.
there.
I see. Wait, where's
So
Teddy?
yes,
He's
what's
still
going to
looking.
happen now
Alright.
is that
So we need to
Riso is
find
going
out
to
who
tell
that
us
guy
that
is. And if he is in
they
fact
can
the one
sense
the
that
police are after,
someone's in there, but
Once
they
we figure
can't
that out,
tell who it is,
just do our
and they
thing.
can't tell where that
right.
person is.
If he really is the killer and he's escaped into the other
So,
world, police don't have
what
a chance.
we have to do? So, what we're going to do
So it's all on
now
us.
is that we are going to try and we're gonna have to try and find some information on this dude. And the investigation team rank's gone up to 7,
Let's get
which is
busy.
which is good. You don't have to bother with that. It, you know, goes through as the story goes through. So yes, what we have to do first is you have to talk to Kanji. So what he tells us that we have to go talk to Dojima. Let's go to town. I must have left this in. My editing methods are really fucking stupid early on, but whatever. Because I recorded this a long ass time ago. Told you not to stick your next to it. There's no way I'd tell you. Jeez damn, where did that Adachi go off to? So yes, we now have to find Adachi. So here we are at Jeunesse, and now we're going to be talking with Adachi to find out a bit of information about the we'll basically find out information about how the investigation's going and how and who this suspect is and all that kind of shit. So it seems that Adachi's purposely leaked information. So we've got to get the information. So yeah, we need to find out. So he's told us that they got information that he worked at is that Susadaiku? Yeah, Susadaiku. And now we've got information from them. Bloody hell. That we've got to find a young boy who carries around a thing, carries around a yearbook. Here he is. He's outside of the what's that? Oh, that's outside of Marikyu Tofu. This one is the most, from what I remember anyway. This one's the most kind of in gathering information.
This should be everyone, right?
This one's the most kind of arduous in terms of, oh, we have to do this 3 fucking times. You know what I mean? So we have to do this, you know, you have to do it over 3 separate days in order to get this stuff done. And it's a little bit much, to be honest. And so now we have the picture and we have a name. So we know that the name of our suspected murderer is Mitsuo Kubo. And now, and apparently he's been tracking Rise, and he's also been tracking,
Hey, I've seen him before,
as well as
too.
hitting on Yukiko on the first day of, during the first episode, like on the first day that we arrived in Inaba.
One guy.
So,
Back in
yes,
April, remember?
everything seems to be pointing towards that he is the asshole behind all this bullshit.
Oh, him! The dude who got served by Yukiko in front of the school.
Sorry,
Man, Chie,
my throat
how'd
is
you
fucking
remember
shit.
something like that?
Well, that was the first time he talked to her, but I remember he was always following
So,
her
yeah.
around.
So apparently he's a bit of a weird creeper
Dude
kind of
came right up to
dude,
you at the school gates and called you
but
Yukiko?
she doesn't remember him at all.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, there you go, Yukiko. You're a bit slow on the uptake there, girl. But we got it in the end.
I didn't really reject him.
That is entirely possible. Yeah, you kind of did. You kind of said no.
On and on about how biker gangs can't do anything unless they're in a pack and stuff.
See, everything here is kind of,
Just keeps talking
it's
whether you
kind
like
of
it or not.
pointing towards him
That
now,
makes
because
sense.
obviously
I usually treat those people politely so they don't
he spoke to Rise, and apparently she kind of ignored him.
him.
So that would be a reason why he would kidnap her.
Huh.
and
Wait, I'm not a
that would only leave Kanji, but he hates.
damn special
He said to her that he hates biker
That's why I
gangs,
got dragged
and
into
because he
this.
was on a biker gang documentary, like a special report, that would give them. That would also give him a reason to kidnap and try and
Sounds
kill
like it's all coming together.
Kanji as well.
Well, it's
So
time for
everything's
a
kind of
showdown.
pointing to this.
Can you tell where the Mitsuo guys at?
Sorry,
Give it a try.
everything's kind of
Just a
pointing
sec.
towards this asshole as the guy who's kind of responsible
Yeah,
for
I
everything.
found him.
All that we need to do now is to try and find where he is, and Rise's found him.
All right,
Yay!
let's go. We're so close to the killer. We can't lose him now.
Okay. I will say this right now. The upcoming dungeon here is my favourite in terms of look and in terms of aesthetics and in terms of music in the whole fucking game. I love this place
Well, he
so
did
goddamn
taunt
much.
us, saying try and catch me.
And
I guess he
yeah,
thinks of all
it's
this as a
based
kid.
around a video game. This is kind of a... What's the word I'm looking for here? It's kind of... This is kind of a what the fuck kind of moment, I guess. It's
Gotta
kind of
admit,
a
all guys
Inception.
love games.
Let the games begin!
And all girls love Ted.
Okay, a little bit. No, Teddy. Shut your goddamn mouth. So we found him. All that's left is to go after him. So let's go after him. Let's capture the bastard. Right, I have my little walkthrough open, so I can have a look at what the name of these so I can talk about these bad guys a little bit. And I love the design. I think it looks really cool. It's kind of like a 16-bit game world as you would imagine it. So this is the Lustful Snake. Where are you?
It's not going down.
So the Lustful Snake is strong against fire,
Lower your guard now.
and its only weakness is ice. And it's neutral to everything else. So
Really get me going.
yeah, ice attacks are the best way to go here. These things are pretty low level. It's not exactly difficult to beat these guys. They're not exactly difficult. So yeah, there we go. That was a Lustful Snake. Not exactly difficult to beat. Oh! Come back here, you go, bastard. Fuck. Stop, give me the run around. There you go, I hit you. I never show those off because they're always the same thing. Got a life stone that restores our HP a little bit. And let's hit this asshole. Who have we got next?
Some thick skin.
I don't know what the names of these guys are. What's the name of this guy? Ah, shit. This is why I should always do that thing, but whatever. Okay. So they are the Justice Sword, actually. I've just looked it up. And they are strong against... they're strong against ice and weak against electric. So, yeah, use electricity on them. But to be honest, like early on, and because my level is about the same or a little bit higher, it's not really a problem. You can hit them with your strongest attacks. You know, strongest magical attacks. So, yeah, that's the word I'm using. And they're pretty easy to take out. So these are the Mad Cyclops.
2 enemies left. Don't
They're weak to fire and strong against ice and wind, and they're neutral to everything else.
keep it up.
So which is why I'm going to attack them with wind. Stupid prick. Anyway, it's just that because I never bothered to learn what the weaknesses were, and I'll use my strongest attack. It will probably work. Right, let's move on. I will say that the I like how this dungeon looks. It's like how I imagine a 16-bit world would look like if you were in it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, these are. What are these? These are the Corrupt Tower.
2 enemies down.
Now's our chance. You ready?
So the Corrupt Tower are strong against electricity and weak to wind, neutral damage to everything else, so just avoid Elec, I guess, and use any other and it'll work just fine. Yosuke is really good for these guys, obviously, because of their weakness to the to wind-based attacks. The music as well is really fucking good in this dungeon. I love the music because it's really electronic, and it also sounds like it also sounds like that kind of thing, you know what I mean? It sounds like an old school video game kind of. You can go, thank you. An old school video game kind of soundtrack. Put into the put a modern spin on it. So these are the Blue Sigil. They're weak to physical, and they regain health if you hit them with electricity attacks, neutral to everything else. So yeah, just these are the easiest ones to take out. Just fucking hit them, hit them, and you will win. Easy as that. Not a difficult enemy at all. They're probably the easiest in the whole dungeon. I love enemies with physical weaknesses, with a weakness to physical attacks. It just makes it so much fucking easier. So yes, we've recovered. So we'll recover our HP and SP here. That makes it useful. Sorry about that. And let's open another blue box. Smart Bomb, that does I believe that does physical damage. A certain amount of physical damage, I can't remember how much. And I think, yep, that's it, that's the end of the first floor. So let's move on to floor number 2. So, yeah. It's kind of weird that, it's kind of like... Yeah, it's kind of a weird... These little things are kind of weird. Because it's kind of like Mitsuo is getting attacked, but he's the one who came here, and we think he's the one behind all this shit. Arc Magnamata, useful. It does a certain amount of electrical damage. I think it does 100 points. I'm not sure though. I think it's 100. Oh, god damn! I hate these things. These are the Fate Seekers. They have a weakness to ice and to wind, and physical attacks don't work on them at all. Which you might think, that doesn't matter, but it's just fucking annoying to have to deal with, because it means you're using up a lot of your SP when you're fighting these guys, and it's not the biggest problem in the world, I guess. But I do find it kind of irritating. That's the best word for it. I find it kind of irritating to deal with. I prefer to just, I would like, to be able to use physicals every once in a while. But yeah, he's learned Magarula now, which does medium damage to medium wind damage to all enemies, which is incredibly useful. So we're now opening it. So yeah, that was just another it's another piece of armor, which don't really need it. I'm not going to use it. It's like because it's like it's not. I've got endgame armor on at the moment, so there's no point in really using that armor at all, unless you want to challenge yourself or whatever. But fuck it. I want to get this game done. Hit him in the face. There you go. Oh, hello. And this, I'm getting the first hit in now for some reason. So these are the Amenti Raven.
No way, it didn't work.
they're weak to electric and they drain wind. So yeah, hit them with electrical attacks. Don't use wind at all. Everything else is neutral. So oh look, we've got another enemy coming our way. Shit. And these are the Spurious Book. Their only weakness is ice, and they're kind of neutral to everything else. So yeah, we don't mind these guys.
Keep it up, Yosuke-senpai. 2 defeated.
But for some reason he's been... Oh yeah, I remember why. He put a he used an attack which makes all magic. He put up a magical wall, so magic attacks will always like kind of go back and hit their opponents. So Void Quest Chapter 2. And Purifying Salt is fairly useful.
There are 3 enemies. Don't get caught.
Oh, what are these? These are Cupids, I believe. Yeah, blind Cupids. Where are we? They're weak to wind, so use wind attacks on them. Anyway, we're almost out of time now, so join me for the next part when we'll be continuing through the 4th dungeon of the game. See you next time.